Hey guys, so I'm finally going to be showing how I make my whipped shea butter. Um, what I'm doing, actually, I'm doing this for someone, two people, so I'm actually gonna have slightly different ingredient. The only thing that's actually going to be different from what I use when I do mine is the coconut oil. I no longer put coconut oil in mine, so it's going to be coconut oil in this one. I'm going to use two 8-ounce, 16, basically 16-ounce of shea butter. Okay. I will be using black Jamaican castor oil, 100% argan oil, 100% pure jojoba oil, tea tree oil, and I will be using vitamin E as my preservative, and extra virgin olive oil. Also, I have two containers here that I'm going to be putting the products in. I have my mixer, my handheld mixer here, and a bowl, and a spatula for scraping. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get to the first step, which is basically trying to get this a little bit more softer than they are. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to place the shea butter in the bowl and then sit it on top of this water that I have boiling on the stove, just for a little bit. Alright, so the shea butter for $5 for each 8-ounce. So as you can see, before I do anything to it, you see how hard this is? I'm trying to break it, and yeah. So it's gonna make it a lot easier to mix if I can get this to melt some. Alright, and this can be messy, so keep that in mind, guys. So I'm just gonna put it right there and I'll show you guys when it's melted to my desire. I will show you guys what it looks like once it's melted. So I've melted the shea butter some on the stove top, okay? And basically I didn't do it the other way, as you can see. Okay, just to have a little bit of liquid in it. This will make mixing it a lot easier. Alright, so I'm gonna take my electric mixer, make sure everything is secure, and I'm gonna use it on the lowest level, 1. Alright, so this is just the shea butter without any other products in it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add my products. I'm gonna be measuring with a plastic spoon. It's about a teaspoon. Now you just want to make sure that your oils kind of balance out your shea butter. So if you're making smaller portion shea butter, you probably won't use as much as I'm using. So I don't normally measure, to tell you the truth, but just to make for the sake of the tutorial, I want to, just so you guys have an idea. All right, I'm gonna put 3 teaspoons of coconut oil. I'm going to do 3 teaspoons of castor oil. Three teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil. 1 teaspoon of argan oil. 1 teaspoon of argan oil, 1 teaspoon of jojoba oil, 6 drops of tea tree oil, and I'm going to use a few drops of the vitamin E oil for preservative. So after adding all the oils, this is what it kind of looks like. You kind of have the oil just floating on top. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix it again. All right. So this is what I have currently. So this is what it's currently looking like, okay, after whipping it. So what I'm gonna do now is put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes, okay, just so it can harden up a little bit more. Because you can't really tell, this is what I have. See how it's kind of like buttercream? Alright, so I'm gonna put it in the fridge and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I just took it out of the refrigerator and yeah, it's harder now. As you can see my the imprint of my finger inside of it. So I'm gonna whip it up some more. So there was something Napture 85 did that I liked. She basically put the shea butter in a bag first before she put it in a container that she was going to store it in. And I just love the presentation of that. It looks very neat. It looked very neat. So I'm going to be using a Ziploc bag, like a quart size Ziploc bag. Okay, so I'm going to scoop the shea butter into the bag. Now, it's probably best to use a bag that has a wider mouth. So I don't know how well this is gonna work with the Ziploc, but I'm gonna try it. As you can see, it's not the easiest with the Ziploc bag because the opening is not as large. Alright, so I'm going to place this aside. Alright, so these are the containers that I'm going to be using. This one and this. Remember I mentioned earlier I'm making this for 2 people. So I'm going to cut the bottom of the bag like such. And the good thing about this is that not only can it be used on your hair, you can also use it on your body as a moisturizer, body moisturizer. Okay, so that is all, guys. That is how I make my whipped shea butter. If you have any questions, let me know.